Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jen, and today I am going to be sharing a Q&A. I haven't done one in quite a while, and while I was doing Vlogtober, one of you guys had asked if I would do another one. So I thought it would be fun, a fun way to kind of ease back into posting more regularly here on YouTube. If you've been following along, you know that I participated in Vlogtober, and I posted a video every single day in the month of October. So cheers to me because it wasn't easy, but it was so much fun. And when we were getting to the end of October, I started feeling sick. And by the time it was over, Halloween, I was struggling. And the last week, I've just been dealing with a bit of a cold, nothing more severe than that. But I just haven't really been sharing. So I'm excited to get back in the swing of things. This video is probably going to be chatty. I had some great questions from my patrons over on my Patreon channel, and I also have some great questions from Instagram. So grab yourself something warm to drink and settle in, because we're gonna get started with some really great questions. Okay, so I've just pulled everything up on my phone, and the first question is, what is your favorite thing to splurge on? And I would say probably the one thing that I think is worth the splurge is traveling. When I go somewhere, I want to have the best experience possible. I want to be able to thoroughly and completely enjoy everything that I'm doing while I am there. So if I'm on a cruise, I will likely book a bunch of excursions. If I am in Disney, I will always stay in a resort that I really want to stay in, and I will usually get a hopper pass so I have the ability to see multiple parks in a day. And if there's dining, I'll do the dining plan. I really do want to have the best experience that I possibly can have when I go away on vacation. So that is probably where I don't mind splurging. Outside of that, in my everyday life, I would say maybe the occasional Starbucks. Other than that, I stopped getting my nails done. I stopped buying clothes seasonally. I kind of just stopped spending money in places where I don't have to, and I just don't really care to anymore. It doesn't bother me anymore if I'm not up with the latest clothing trends, or if I have to do my own nails. Like, I actually don't even mind doing that now. I've grown so accustomed to it through this whole quarantine lockdown period. I've learned to do a lot of those things myself, and now I would just rather have it that way. So that is probably the only like real splurges that I have going on. The next question is, how many times have you been to Disney? And I had to take out this old book. So back in the day, I used to always get these Disney travel planner books, and for whatever reason, I started documenting every trip that I've ever been on. So it starts in July of 1988, and I wrote down every single trip that I've ever been on since then, the dates and the resort that I stayed at. So I have officially been to Disney World 19 times. I was going pretty regularly in the 90s, and then I took a good break from August of 2000 to August of 2005. So those 5 years, I was newly married and we were just starting to have kids, and it just took a long time to settle into our new life and to start a family. So once I started a family, we've been going pretty much every year to 2 years, and we have a good thing going here. So I have my 20th trip coming up sometime in 2022. So I'm excited to share that with you guys in a whole nother video. Okay, the next question is, if you're having a blah moment or day, how do you get yourself in a better place? I've been dealing with that actually a lot lately. So what I have been doing, and it's the hardest thing to do, and I actually had to do it today because since I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, I do tend to get in a funk where I am not having healthy eating habits, and I'm not exercising, and I'm not getting fresh air or sunshine because I just haven't been feeling good. So I'm laying around and I'm neglecting the house and I'm eating crappy food. So it's kind of where I've been at for the last week. And today I forced myself to get outside, to get fresh air, take the dogs for a really good walk, not like a quick 10-minute walk around the block, like a 20-minute power walk in the sun with fresh air, and just making myself get up and move. And I feel like once I kind of get over that hurdle of just being so lazy and not wanting to do anything and just like pick up momentum and start doing things, I feel much better. So that is what I do. I just really try to force myself to start moving, to get exercise of any sort, to get fresh air and sunshine, and a cup of tea or coffee. Usually helps too. So yeah, I just got back from my walk before filming this video. I made myself some tea, and all of those things really do help me. But I can say when it's a more serious slump, if you will, if I'm really finding myself getting into a place where I have no motivation and I have no really reason to want to get up and get moving in the morning, I have to get excited about something. It can be something that I'm doing in my career, something that I am planning on doing or creating for YouTube. Oftentimes it is a vacation that I am planning for myself and my family. Those types of things really help me have a better focus. So when I wake up, I can get excited about needing to do something in regards to like planning a trip. Maybe I'm starting to pick out outfits, which is why I always share with you guys so many packing videos and itinerary videos and planning videos before a vacation, because that gives me such positive energy, and it just makes me feel so excited for the day, to start the day, to have something to talk about that's exciting to me. So that is, on a bigger scale, one of the things that really helps to pull me out of a bad place when I start to feel a little bit depressed or having a lot of anxiety and things like that. Okay, this is funny. How do you not overeat? I see you eating snacks and goodies that I have trouble limiting myself with. How do you stay so fit and trim? Are you naturally full after you eat just a small snack? I am really not the best example of somebody who eats incredibly healthy, although I do make an effort. I have a sweet tooth. I love chocolate. Since Halloween, I have been eating chocolate every single day, multiple times a day. I really have a hard time controlling myself with that. And I try to keep sweets out of the house. So when I go grocery shopping, oftentimes I will not get the cookies and the cakes and things like that, because if it is not in the house, I will eat it. I cannot avoid the temptation of sweets. It's the hardest thing for me. But also, in addition to that, I move a lot, and it's not like I move like I go running every day or I have intense workouts every day or anything like that, but I just feel like by nature I am a busybody, so I'm always tidying up around the house, maybe doing some cleaning around the house, taking the dogs for a couple of walks a day. I'm just not often sitting down, so I feel like that helps a lot. Now that I've been getting a lot more busy with work lately, with travel agency stuff, I've been finding myself sitting for way too long, and that does not feel good to me. I really need to be moving and doing things, and I think that is how I burn the calories, so that when I do have a chocolate bar every day or a couple of cookies or whatever, I can kind of you know, burn off those extra calories. But also, I don't really feel like I eat a lot. I have 3 meals a day, and they're usually pretty small meals. I don't really have seconds. I don't really eat a lot at mealtime. So even though I have some maybe unhealthy snacks during the day, I also will have some healthy things as well, and small meals. So I don't know. I kind of always figured that the reason I have been able to maintain my weight throughout most of my life is a combination of constant motion and always having anxiety. A lot of nervous energy, all of the time. Some questions that have already been asked in the past, I'm going to skip those because I just don't want to like reiterate things that I've already answered. So I'm not going to be going through every single one of these. But the next question is, if someone handed you a check for $1 million, what would you do with it? Okay, I thought really hard on this one, and I don't know if financially it makes the most sense. My mom was a financial advisor, so Mom, you can let me know in the comments if this is a good plan. But first of all, obviously I would go on a spectacular vacation. I think I would do more of a European vacation, because to me right now that feels the most unattainable, and it's what I would be the most excited about. So I would do a really big trip for a long time, and I would see all of the things that I've always wanted to see, all of the countries, all of the castles, all of the historic sites, and I would take my time doing it. I would be away probably for a month or two. So I don't know if I have any money left after that, but after that, I also would probably try to pay off as much debt as I could, and then I would probably invest whatever was left after that, if anything at all. I would invest it somewhere. So that would be the game plan. The next question is, any advice for a soon-to-be new mom? So exciting. The best advice that I could give is I get emotional when I talk about early motherhood. I like immediately start tearing up. It's awful, because it was the best time of my life, and I feel like it goes so fast. It's like that, it's over. It's just over so quick. And when you're in it, it doesn't feel that way, because you're so overwhelmed and you're just so busy all the time, and you're really not thinking about how fast it's moving. But I would say to not get overwhelmed and not get stressed out about any of the things, because at the end of the day, none of it matters. Everything's going to be fine. Just enjoy every single moment and savor it, and take photographs and take video and journal, and just like document that time of your life as best as you can, because it's such an amazing time. And don't worry about anything, because everything is going to come natural to you. So I read all of the books, like what to expect when you're expecting, and you know, the what to expect the toddler years, and books about nursing, and books about feeding your young child. And I did all the Baby Einstein and Mozart and all of those DVDs for my kids. And like, I feel like I tried so hard and I thought so hard about it, but at the end of the day, it just all came very naturally to me, and I think I overthought a lot of it where I really didn't need to. So you're gonna do wonderful, you're gonna be fine, just enjoy it, because it's an amazing time. And once your child is maybe like early toddler years, maybe like 2-3 years old, take them to Disney. Don't miss the magic in that. I have so many clients who keep pushing it off and pushing it off, and they really want to take their kids, and they're always waiting for like the next best deal or the next best time to go, or whatever the case may be. But you have this very narrow window of time where your kids really believe in the magic, and you have to get them there at that time, because I can tell you as a mom, it will be the best vacation of your life. I'm such a crybaby today. It'll be the best vacation of your life when you see your little one, like, meeting the characters for the first time, and like honestly, genuinely believing that they are the real deal. You just cannot miss out on that. Please don't miss out on that, because it's amazing. And it's funny, because speaking of that, I actually just got one of those memories that pops up on your Facebook page, and this memory was from I think 8 years ago, and Madison was 2, so maybe it was 8 or 9 years ago. Madison was 2 years old. We were in the Magic Kingdom in the morning. We were on the line for the carousel, and one of the evil stepsisters came up to her. I think it was Anastasia, and the stepmother was there, and the other stepsister was there as well. And we're in the back of the line, and she literally takes her by the hand and walks away from everyone waiting online, and she said, VIP coming through, I have VIP, we're going right on the carousel. And she brought all of us, it was me, Emily, and Madison, right onto the carousel, put her on the horse, sat next to her on the horse next to her, and the whole time she was bantering back and forth with the stepmother as we were going around and around. And just to see Madison's face sitting on that horse and looking at her, and looking at me and like just in awe of everything going on, and making her a part of the story and making her feel like she really is in this moment with Anastasia and the evil stepmother from Cinderella. It was priceless. It was absolutely priceless. And I have so many other stories like that, but that could be a whole video in itself, because I have a story like that for every one of my kids. So over the top. And all of them happened at the age of 2 or 3. So anyway, I said a lot about that, but please don't miss out on that opportunity. Okay, the next question. As a travel agent, when booking a trip for a client, do you also follow the ever-changing rules and regulations regarding COVID protocol? Seems as though there's constant news from Disney, Universal, Caribbean Islands, and cruise lines. Oh yeah. Everything could require changes. Do you track all of this on behalf of your client to ensure a smooth experience? Yes, I absolutely do. Yes, it changes every single day by the minute. So I have to really pay close attention to everything that's going on all of my clients' trips. I just last week was booking something for a Barbados trip, and the COVID requirements changed within a couple of hours. And if I had not been cautious of that and knowing what was happening with that, this client would have been very unhappy because they would not have been able to go. So the COVID restrictions are really a problem for a lot of people, and you need to be up to date every single day. Every single day things are changing. Cruise lines, most especially the Caribbean islands, most especially, those rules and regulations are changing daily, hourly. They have different protocol to going on the island. So certain islands need a certain app that you need to have on your phone, and you have to have testing done, and it has to be uploaded to the app. And some islands have their own insurance that you need to buy if you want to go on the island. Nothing crazy. I think the last one I was looking at was for Aruba, and the Aruba insurance was like $15 a person. Not too crazy, but you have to have that insurance, and you have to have certain apps on your phone, and you have to have certain testing. And it's a lot, but people want to travel again, and they are ready, and they will get a test done and they will get an app on their phone and pay $15 if they need to get where they want to go. I feel like everyone's been getting really frustrated with being home all the time. People want to travel. We're in a safer space than we were before. I'm not saying it's perfect, but we are in a lot safer environment than we were a couple of years ago. So I think that people realize it's time. It can be done safely. We just need to follow the rules. We need to take a lot of precautions and get back out there in the world and be a part of traveling and seeing things and experiencing things, because there's nothing like it. And I know for myself, 2022, hopefully, fingers crossed, is going to be a very big travel year, and I'm so excited for it, and I'm so excited to share all of it with you guys. But I haven't shared any of it with you because of all the constant changing rules, and I don't feel fully committed to something until it's closer to the time it's going to happen. And I know you can all relate to that. Okay, the next question is, how is your roof? If you guys were watching my Vlogtober videos, you saw that we were getting a lot of water in the house. This is an ongoing thing with a house that's 125 plus years old. When we first moved into our home, we had a major situation. We had to replace our entire slate roof, which was just, it was really a nightmare. But what had happened was the first carpenter who came here basically took off most of the roof, had it completely exposed, and realized he couldn't handle the job, panicked, and left the state. I am not even kidding. Left the business, left the state, took off, left us with a house with no roof, and it was really not good. And it was when the house was new to us, and we were, you know, really struggling financially to not only just afford this big home that we were already in a bit over our heads, but then also having to replace the roof, which in itself was like taking on a whole nother mortgage payment. So it was a very stressful time, and it was very hard to find someone to help us. And even now, it's always hard to find carpenters that will want to work on an older home. So that being said, the person came and supposedly fixed the problem, and then rain came in and we got a bunch of water in the house, and we have reached out to him and haven't heard back, and it's been a couple of weeks. And that is just, I feel like that's the normal behavior of contractors who try to work on an old home and honestly maybe don't know what they're doing, and then they don't reply to you, and that's really frustrating. The next question is, how many DVC points do you own? Will you buy more at the same resort or at another resort? We currently have what I think is the minimal amount of DVC points that you can even purchase, and I think it's even less than that now because they've changed the rules recently. But we have 120 points a year, which I think the new rules might be a minimum of 125 that you can actually purchase. So we got the bare minimum, which affords us about a week in a standard room at the beach club. And then we figured if we used that every other year, we could upgrade the room or we could stay longer, which is what we did on our past trip. We were able to extend the stay a little bit longer, and we had the standard room. But the trip previous to that, we doubled up our points and we were able to stay in it was a 2-bedroom, I believe, and it was really nice. So yeah, that's how we're doing it. I don't know that we're going to buy more points at this point in time, because I am really wanting to explore other things outside of Disney. As much as I love Disney, and I am sure I will still go annually as long as I can make that happen, I would love to go to Disney, quite honestly, 4 times a year if I could, but I can't. I don't think I can. I would love to though, but it's just that not everyone in my family is as into Disney as I am, sadly. So getting more points at this point in time doesn't make much sense, because it's enough to try to get the whole family to go every year or every other year on the points that we do have. But if I were to buy more points, I think I would consider resale, because I did buy direct through Disney at the time. And I also think I would most like to be at the Riviera, because I love the location. I love that it's on the Skyliner route. The dining there is amazing. The resort is beautiful. There's just so many things that I love about that resort. So that might be my top choice, but not that I wouldn't consider others, because they're all wonderful. And I honestly love staying at different resorts every time I go to Disney, so I have an opportunity to experience them all. But from all of the resorts in Disney that I have stayed at outside of the beach club, I think the Riviera was likely one of my favorites for sure. So I don't know, maybe if I got that $1 million, I would get some extra points and it would be at the Riviera. The next question is, what is your all-time favorite Disney ride? And that is not going to be a surprise to most of you if you've been following my channel. I love the Haunted Mansion. It is my favorite ride. I love it so much. I love everything about it. I cannot go to Disney without going on this ride at least once or twice or more. I could go on it every single day. It just is my favorite. And I love the history behind it. If you guys watched my video that I made in October, I did a whole video about the history of the Haunted Mansion and how they came up with the storyline and ideas and all of the different things that they added on over the years. So it's just, I'm fascinated with the Haunted Mansion. The next question is, did you ever think about having more or less kids when you were having children? At one point, I thought about having 4 kids. And then at one point I thought about being good with 2 kids. So we landed on 3, and I think 3 is a good number for us. It was just a good fit. Initially we had the boy, we had the girl, they were 2 years apart. It felt like it would be a good thing, but I did always feel like there was something missing, and I really did want another child. But once I had my third child, I was much older. I was approaching 40 at that point, and the pregnancy was a bit more challenging, and the recovery was a lot more challenging than my two other children. And at that point in time, I knew my body physically could not handle having another child. Not that I was completely opposed to having a fourth child, but it was more the toll that it took on my body that made me realize it just wouldn't be a healthy thing to do. And we are very happy with our family of 5. I love having my 2 girls and my boy in the middle, and you know, the relationship of my oldest daughter and my youngest daughter, because there is such a big age gap, I think they get along really, really well. Emily is kind of more like a mother figure to my daughter Madison, and Madison really confides in her in a lot of different things, and that's wonderful. And then of course Patrick is the brother that likes to poke at both of the girls. And you know, you guys know Patrick too. He's a great kid, and he's a hard worker, and he has achieved some pretty great things thus far, so I'm really proud of him. And the last question that I had, and a few of you had this question, is am I going to be doing Vlogmas this year? I'm not ready to commit to Vlogmas, and the biggest reason really is because I've been really busy with actual work stuff, travel agency work. A lot of people are booking. We're coming into wave season. People usually book their spring break vacations and their summer vacations from now through like March. And I've been hustling, and there has just been a lot going on. I'm actually considering doing like day in the life, working at home, travel agent kind of thing. I don't know if any of you guys would even be interested in that, but just to show you what a day in my life has been like more recently in comparison to the way that you maybe saw it in October, because things really have picked up a lot, and I am kind of working almost full-time days at my desk, which makes it hard to vlog daily because I am at my desk all day talking to clients and doing quotes and planning vacations. So that part of it, like, it's so much I can't share, right? So I don't know if I would really be able to share every single day, because there wouldn't be enough to share, and I wouldn't have time to do the uploading and editing and all of those things. But not to say I'm not going to do any of it. I am sure that there will be some day in the life videos coming out, and maybe I can do some type of Vlogmas over the winter time. I definitely do want to share some holiday gift guides. Maybe I try to share like at least one cookie baking recipe vlog with you guys over the holiday season. Stocking stuffers are always a lot of fun, but again, I have to find the time to do all of those things, right? I have so many ideas in my head and so many things that I really want to do and accomplish and share and all of that, but I have to also make sure it's attainable. And I have a lot of, I guess, just things that I'm juggling, and I love all of the things that I do, so I have to find a place for every single component of my day. And I have to have a fair amount of time kind of designated to those different things that I do, from YouTube to Patreon to my travel agency work, and you know, and then being a mom and a wife and trying to make family the real priority. So a lot of stuff going on, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to answer some of your questions. Thank you so much to those of you who did reach out and send a question my way. Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure that if you have not done so already, please, please, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment below. If you have any more questions, I will put it on reserve for another Q&A. I love answering questions. And also let me know, and I know a lot of you guys already shared this with me in a previous video, but let me know if you have any other holiday or winter related videos that you would like to see from me, because I'm kind of sitting down now and brainstorming all of the different ideas and all of the different things that I want to share. So while I'm doing that, is a good time for you guys to let me know what it really is that you would like most to see. All right, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much, and I will see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.